The distress signal, the message, came through the void like a whisper in the dark. Captain James Miller sat in the command chair of the human patrol vessel Wanderer, watching the stars drift past the viewscreen. His crew was 3 months into a routine mapping mission along the outer rim of known space. It was supposed to be boring work. Safe work. Then the communications officer, a young woman named Liza, turned pale. "Captain," she said, her voice tight, "I'm picking up a distress call. It's bad." James straightened in his chair. "Put it through." The bridge speakers crackled to life. The voice that emerged was high-pitched, trembling with fear. The translation software struggled to keep up, but the meaning was clear enough. "This is colony ship Hope of Vila ... under attack. Multiple hostile vessels ... They're boarding us ... Please ... anyone ... Help us ... The message cut off. Static filled the silence that followed. James felt his jaw tighten. "How far?" Lisa worked her console. 2 days at maximum speed. "The signal is coming from the outer reach, near the asteroid fields." "Those are pirate territories," said Tom, the security chief. He was a big man with scarred hands and cautious eyes. "No one goes there. Not even the Galactic Patrol." James knew Tom was right. The outer reach was lawless space, filled with raiders and criminals who preyed on merchant ships and colony vessels. Most civilized species stayed far away. "Captain," Lisa said quietly, "I'm detecting other signals. Responses to the distress call. Someone else is going to help?" James asked. Lisa shook her head. "No, sir. They're refusing. 12 different ships have acknowledged the signal and said they cannot assist. Too dangerous, they say." The bridge fell silent. James looked at the data on his screen. The Velans were a peaceful species. Small, gentle beings who had only recently joined the galactic community. Their ships had no weapons. Their people knew nothing of war. They were scholars and farmers, artists and dreamers. And now they were dying while the galaxy watched. "Captain," Tom said carefully, "we're a patrol ship, not a battle cruiser. If there are multiple pirate vessels, we'll be outgunned. Command won't blame us for—" "Set course for the distress signal," James said. Tom blinked. "Sir, you heard me. Maximum speed. We're going to help them." Lisa's fingers flew over her console. "Course plotted, Captain. 2 days at full burn. What about reinforcements?" Tom asked. "We should call for backup." James was already running the numbers in his head. The nearest human fleet is 4 days away. By the time they arrive, those people will be dead or enslaved. "We're the only ones close enough." "The only ones foolish enough, you mean," muttered Dr. Kate, the ship's medical officer. But she was already preparing her sickbay, her movements quick and efficient. Tom leaned forward. "Captain, with respect, this could be a suicide mission. The pirates in this sector are ruthless. They've been raiding for years, and no one has stopped them because no one wants to die trying." James met his gaze. Then maybe it's time someone did. He stood and walked to the viewscreen, staring at the stars. Somewhere out there, innocent people were crying for help. The galaxy had heard them and turned away, but humans were different. Earth had taught them to be different. "Do you know why other species call us Deathworlders?" James asked quietly. No one answered. They all knew the stories. "Because we come from a planet that's been trying to kill us since we climbed down from the trees," James continued. "Predators, diseases, natural disasters, ice ages, droughts. Our world is a nightmare compared to most civilized planets. And yet we survived. We thrived. We learned to fight, to endure, to never give up." He turned to face his crew. "Those Velans think they're going to die today. They think no one in the entire galaxy cares enough to risk helping them." Let's prove them wrong. Let's show them what humans do when someone calls for help. Lisa was the first to smile. Course is set, Captain. Ready when you are. Tom cracked his knuckles. I'll prep the weapon systems. Dr. Kate nodded. Sickbay will be ready for casualties. James returned to his command chair. Engage engines. Full speed ahead. The Wanderer surged forward, leaving the safety of mapped space behind. 2 days to reach the distress call. 2 days to prepare for battle. The Deathworlders were coming. Asterisk, the Deathworlders arrived. The Wanderer dropped out of faster than light travel at the edge of the asteroid field. What they saw made even Tom curse under his breath. The Velan colony. Ship hung dead in space, its hull torn open in a dozen places. 4 pirate vessels circled it like sharks, their weapons still glowing hot. Small craft moved between the ships, carrying cargo and prisoners. Life signs? James demanded. Lisa's hands trembled as she read her console. I'm detecting approximately 200 Velans still alive on their ship. But, Captain, the pirate fleet is big. 3 heavy cruisers and a carrier. They have fighter craft, missiles, everything. The Wanderer was a patrol ship. It had shields and weapons, but it was designed for police work, not war. Against 4 military-grade pirate vessels, the odds were impossible. They've spotted us, Tom reported. They're hailing us. On screen. The view screen flickered. A reptilian face appeared, covered in scars and metal implants. The pirate captain's lips pulled back in what might have been a smile. Well, well, the pirate said in rough galactic standard. A human ship. You're far from home, little mammals. Turn around and leave, and we might let you live. James stood slowly. Release the Velans. Leave this system, now. The pirate actually laughed. You have 1 small ship. We have 4. Your weapons are toys compared to ours. What do you think you can do? James smiled, and it was not a kind smile. You're about to find out what Deathworlders do. He cut the transmission. Captain, Tom started. I know the odds, James said. But those people down there don't have hours. They have minutes. So we're going to do something crazy. Lisa, get me a firing solution on the carrier. Tom, route all power to forward shields. Dr. Kate, brace for impact. What's the plan, sir? Lisa asked. We're going to ram them. The bridge went silent. Not literally, James clarified, but close enough to make them panic. Pirates aren't soldiers. They're bullies. They prey on the weak because it's easy and safe. Show them real danger, and they'll break. The pirate fleet was already moving to intercept. The 3 cruisers spread out in attack formation, while fighters launched from the carrier. Here they come, Tom muttered. James gripped his armrests. Evasive pattern Delta. Don't let them get a clean shot. Return fire on any vessel that gets close. The Wanderer dove into the asteroid field. What happened next would later be called the Battle of the Outer Reach. Though calling it a battle was almost unfair. The pirates had better ships, bigger guns, more numbers, but they had never fought humans before. The Wanderer moved like a dancer through the asteroids, spinning and weaving between massive rocks while pirate fighters exploded against stone. James had grown up racing atmospheric ships through Earth's mountain ranges for fun. These asteroids were easy. Target the carrier's launch bay, James ordered. Put a missile right down its throat. Tom grinned. With pleasure. The missile streaked through space and detonated inside the carrier's hangar. Secondary explosions rippled across its hull as fighter fuel ignited. The massive ship began to list, venting atmosphere. 1 down, Lisa said, surprised. The pirate cruisers opened fire, filling space with energy blasts. The Wanderer's shields flared and buckled, but held. Barely. Shields at 40%. Tom reported. James didn't hesitate. Full power to engines. Ram the nearest cruiser. Sir? Just get us close. Trust me. The Wanderer accelerated directly at the closest pirate ship. The pirates saw it coming and panicked, breaking formation to avoid collision. At the last second, James ordered a hard turn. They missed the cruiser by meters, but in space, meters was enough. Fire everything, James said quietly. At point-blank range. The Wanderer's weapons tore through the cruiser's weak side armor. The pirate ship broke apart, its reactor going critical. 2 down. The remaining pirates were already retreating. Their formation had collapsed. Their carrier was crippled. A third of their force was destroyed by a single human patrol ship. It was impossible. It was terrifying. They're running, Lisa said. Disbelief in her voice. Tom watched the pirate ships flee into the dark. I'll be damned. It actually worked. James was already moving to the next problem. Scan the Velen ship. How many survivors? Still reading 200 life signs, Captain? They're weak, but alive. Get us alongside. Prep boarding teams. We're getting them out of there. As the Wanderer moved toward the damaged colony ship, a weak transmission came through. A Velan voice, shaking with relief and wonder. You came. You actually came. James smiled. We heard you calling. Humans don't leave people behind. Asterisk a new understanding the rescue took 6 hours. Dr. Kate moved through the damaged Velen ship with her medical team, treating the injured and evacuating survivors. The Velans were small, barely reaching a human's waist, with large eyes and soft fur covering their bodies. They stared at the humans in wonder and fear. One of them, an elder named Mira, approached Captain James as he supervised the evacuation. Why? She asked simply. Her voice was soft, musical. Why did you risk your lives for strangers? James looked down at her. Because you needed help. That's reason enough. Myra's eyes filled with tears. Every species we called ... They all said no. Too dangerous, they said. Not worth the risk. We thought we would die here, forgotten. Well, you thought wrong, Dr. Kate said, passing by with a medical scanner. Now hold still while I check you for injuries. The last of the Velens were brought aboard the Wanderer. The ship was crowded now, packed with refugees, but no one complained. Tom had set up temporary shelters in the cargo bay. Lisa was distributing food and water. The crew worked without rest. As the Wanderer prepared to depart. Mira sat in the observation deck with several other Velan survivors. They watched as James entered, carrying datapads. We'll take you to the nearest safe station, James said. From there, you can contact your government and arrange transport home. Captain, Myra said slowly, may I ask you something? Of course. The pirate captain called you Deathworlders. What does that mean? James hesitated. He pulled up a holographic display showing Earth. The blue and green planet rotated slowly. This is our home, he said. Earth. The Velans leaned closer, curious. It looks beautiful, one of them said. It is, James agreed. It's also one of the most dangerous planets in the known galaxy. He expanded the display, showing data. Earth has extreme weather. Hurricanes that can destroy cities. Earthquakes that split the ground open. Volcanoes that bury entire regions in ash. We have predators that hunt in packs, venom that can kill in minutes, and diseases that spread like fire. The Velan's eyes grew wider. Our gravity is twice what most species consider normal, James continued. Our atmosphere has high oxygen content that makes us stronger, but also makes fires burn hotter. We evolved dodging predators, surviving disasters, and fighting for every scrap of food. Myra looked shocked. How did your species survive? We adapted, James said simply. We became stubborn. We learned to never give up, never surrender. When something tries to kill us, we study it, understand it, and find a way to beat it. It's what we do. So when you heard our distress call, Mira said slowly, facing dangerous pirates didn't frighten you because ... Because compared to Earth, pirates are easy, Tom said, walking in with coffee. No offense to pirates, but they don't have venomous fangs, natural armor, or the ability to hunt by scent. They're just bullies with guns. One of the younger Velans spoke up. But the other species that refused to help, they're not from Deathworlds? James shook his head. Most civilized species come from what we call garden worlds, peaceful planets with mild weather, gentle animals, and few natural disasters. They evolved in paradise. They never had to fight just to survive. That's why they didn't help us, Mira said, understanding dawning. They couldn't imagine facing such danger. They're not cowards, James said fairly. They're just ... different. They think of risk differently than we do. Dr. Kate joined them, wiping her hands clean. All your people are stable. No critical injuries, thank God. Thank you, Myra said. Then she stood, despite her small size, drawing herself up with dignity. Captain James, when we return home, I will tell my people what happened here. I will tell them how the galaxy abandoned us, but the Deathworlders answered. I will tell them that humans flew into danger without hesitation to save strangers. She paused. The Velan Council will want to establish formal relations with Earth. We owe you a debt we can never repay. James smiled. You don't owe us anything, but friendship? That we'll gladly accept. In the weeks that followed, the story spread across the galaxy. A single human patrol ship had defeated a pirate fleet. The Deathworlders had rescued an entire colony when no one else would help. The impossible had become possible. Other species began to whisper the name with new respect. Humanity, the ones who came from hell and chose to be heroes. At the Galactic Council, the Velan representative stood and proposed a new motion. Humanity should be invited to join the Council's peacekeeping forces. The ones who didn't fear danger. The ones who answered when others called for help. The motion passed unanimously, and somewhere in deep space, the Wanderer continued its patrol, ready for the next distress call. Because that's what Deathworlders do. They answer. Asterisk.